if I start telling people about hell, I might just scare them off. Where are you going to scare them off to? Hell number 2? Or are you just going to sit there and let them burn?
They've given so many artifacts or things that have been found to the Smithsonian, and so even if we can't even get the information that we need to put a lot of the dots together. But you had an issue where you found a skeleton, a picture of a skeleton, and they changed in the museum. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, that was my work on Catalina Ione, which was groundbreaking. I mean, that was and I'm saying that with all, humility. I mean, the Lord blesses me and allows me to go out and find some of this stuff. And Catalina was pay dirt. The backstory was I was having lunch with Jim Watson, who wrote a book called Mysterious Catalina. And in that book, he talks about this primitive archaeologist, Ralph Glidden, who uncovered what he believed were 9-foot skeletons out on Catalina around 1919 and 1921. But Glidden's journal had gone missing, as well as many of his photographs. So to cut to the chase, he told me that a chest of records had been found in the movie theater, and it took me about 6 to 8 months of negotiation with the museum. I finally gave them a $1,000 donation to go out and look at the records, and I was able to go out and pour through everything there. And now, when I say this, everything was already cataloged and put in museum folders and museum boxes. The pictures had plastic sleeves around them. Everything was tucked away in a vault, never to see the light of day again. So I'm in there. I got my white gloves. I got my camera on a tripod. They bring out the boxes with the photographs. And I'm looking, within an hour, I'm finding anomalous photos that shouldn't be there. And, you would think that the church would some of these stations, some of these TV shows that are on, you'd think they would just be going over this stuff, batty over this stuff, because it, in my opinion, it proves the Nephilim. And it's like, the only show I get on is Prophecy Watchers. And that's why, Gary Stearman, Bob Ulrich, those guys are incredible. They let me on the show, and we get the information out that way. But, my YouTube channel has got 48,000 subscribers. So we're finding a way to get the information out, and that's what's important. To get back to the story, I see a photograph, which is pay dirt. It shows Ralph Glidden, and we know his height, 5'8". He's standing in a recently excavated tomb, and in front of him is a very large skeleton in situ. In situ means that the skeleton is placed or uncovered exactly the way it was placed in the tomb, in the grave. And I had three tech guys analyze the photograph. And all of them, there was no collusion between any of them until we had the results in. They all placed the skeleton at around 9 feet tall. Now, that's not supposed to be there. I also found elongated skulls, 6 fingers, all the stuff from that points back to the veracity of the biblical prophetic narrative and the Native American oral tradition. It all points back there. 6 fingers, 9 feet tall, elongated skulls. It's all there. So we go back to the museum about 6 to 8 months later. This is after I was on the History Channel in their season finale, In Search of a Lost Giant. And at least we got that information out. But, they spin it. It's their nickel. They spun it back to the Darwinian paradigm, as only they can. And what I did was, we walked into the museum, Richard Shaw, the producer and director of the Watcher series, co-producer of the Watcher series, and myself, I'm the other co-producer of the Watcher series. We walk into the museum, and there on the wall is the picture that I discovered and then analyzed, except someone cropped the giant skeleton out of the picture. It's no longer there.
Wow.
That is deliberate obfuscation, and underneath is a nasty hit piece on Ralph Glidden, calling him basically every name in the book. So there you go. That's called damage control, folks, and it's very, very deliberate.
If you like our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our frequent updates.